Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I can answer the question that you have now on your minds. Yes, I have a Russian accent. I think it's very sexy. But you know what's weird? Inside my head, I speak perfect English. You should, if you could only hear inside my head, it's beautiful. Have you ever experienced this? When you have something inside your head so beautiful, and it just does not come out this way? Yeah. Have you ever felt weird? I felt weird ever since I was a child because I stuttered. And my stutter was so bad. Let me rephrase it. My stutter was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to have something to be proud of. I couldn't even say my own name. And if you imagine it, I mean, it's not rocket science. It's one word that you're supposed to know, right? I mean, come on, your own name. And if you struggle trying to say it, imagine dangling in chains over a crocodile-infested pool in a straitjacket, trying to escape while your audience is laughing at you. Yeah, I like this noise. But I never stuttered when I talk to dogs. Do you have dogs? Dogs are wonderful people. Have you noticed your dog will never laugh at you? Well, cats. Oh, that's different. If you have a cat, you don't know what I'm talking about. And the weird thing, when you stutter, people start giving you advice. One lady came to me and said, I know what you should do. You should just sing instead of speaking. Singing guy? Hello, welcome to Safeway! No, I don't think so. But I finally found a way to speak. I learned that if I take a really deep breath and I start letting it out really slowly and then speak, I may avoid stuttering. So I started talking like this. My speech still sounded really weird, but I became really popular. Oh yes, baby, oh yes. But then I moved to the United States of America, and I thought I had it weird in Russia. I never could imagine that one day I will have to stutter in English. And once again, this one word, my name, I'm supposed to know how to say. So I started having conversations like this. Hi, my name is Hannah. Hi, Hannah, how are you? My name is not Hannah, it's Anna. Please don't call me Hannah ever. I'm not Hannah, I'm Anna, but I couldn't say it. So I had to explain. No, I'm not Hannah, I am Hannah. Then I had to explain again. You see, it's Hannah without H. Do you know how weird that is? But do you know what else is weird? Is talking about stuttering and not stuttering. Yeah, some people actually, one guy came to me after the talk and said, yeah, red face, but a very intense guy said, you talk about stuttering, but you don't stutter. Could you maybe throw some of it, show us that you can? And I looked him deeply into his eyes, deep into his soul, and I asked him the most important question. I said, do you have cats? Do you know that your cats won't always come when you call? It's when you don't want them. Then they're all over you. So, but what do you do with cats? Can you change them? No. They're weird and wonderful. You can only love them. And I think that when we have something weird inside of us, that's the key. Just to love. A Russian poet once said, we are like flowers. We emerge from the darkness just to blossom and die. That's Russian poetry for you. Some people believe that we Russians, we don't smile. We do smile, only we smile like this. And we do some weird stuff. For example, we love going into the forest and hunt wild mushrooms. And you may think it's easy. You may think, well, hunting wild mushrooms, they are more afraid of you than you're afraid of them. Don't underestimate mushrooms. Those little buggers can kill you. Can be quite deadly. There is a saying in Russia. There are old mushroom hunters. There are bold mushroom hunters. There ain't such thing as old and bold mushroom hunters. And people ask, how do you know which one to pick? How do you know? You see, we Russians, we start going into this forest ever since we are that little. And if by the time we reach maturity, we are still alive, come on, mushrooms. But I think there's way too much anxiety about dying. What's so difficult about it? Nobody ever said, well, I tried dying and I'm just not good at it. I give up. But blossoming, that's the problem. And I believe that when we start welcoming those weird and wonderful parts of us, when we become a little bit like dogs, right? I've been thinking about, one of those thoughts that pops into your mind at 3 a.m. in the morning, so please don't laugh. Inside our brain, we have neurons, and they are weird cells. They are really weird. They have tentacles. They touch other cells. And I believe that when you start really welcoming those weird part of you, you start recognizing, you start noticing, you start valuing weird and wonderful parts in other people. Mm-hmm. You become the connector. Be weird, be wonderful, be sexy. I love you all. Thank you.